Hey there, crafty friend. It's Summer with HammonsNest.com, and I'm so glad you're catching this video today. In this one, you're going to see me make over these 3 beautiful stuffed pumpkins I picked up at the Dollar Tree. They were in the plus section, so they were $3 each. And all I'm going to do is jazz them up a little bit, give them a whole new look. I cut out the original stems. I made sure that the little hole was big enough to take those cute vintage spindles. I believe these spindles came from like an old baby crib. Anyway, I just chop them up and use them for a bunch of different things. But I got those all glued in there. I'm taking a little bit of moss to lay down as my first embellishment. I'm going to build on this, so you're going to see a few more things I'm going to add. I think they're cute, but in every stage that I'm doing, I'm like, oh, this is cute. This is enough. It's hard to know when to stop with those embellishments, but I'm going to have fun, and I'm really, really, really thrilled with the results. So I hope you'll hang on to the end there. Now you see me taking some thicker jute, and I'm just going to glue it along the pumpkin sections just to give it a little bit of extra definition and interest. Now, let me go ahead and tell you this little crafter secret. You know, I film these tutorials for y'all because I want you to take these ideas and run with them. And I got ahead of myself, and I probably would have went ahead and done the rope first before gluing the moss on. So I'm just telling on myself. But sometimes we forget those things. It was already done before while I was filming it. So I just decided to improvise, and I probably would have just tied the jute on. I actually did something kind of similar on a different stuffed pumpkin in another video, but this worked. So there's more than one way to go about it. So I'm just kind of tucking those pieces of string under there, using that moss to cover up where they end at the top, and then they look really nice at the bottom here. Now I'm not running glue along every single section. I'm just doing enough to make sure that it gets a really good adhesion. And with that, I think that adds just a really nice little touch of interest. So I'm going to make sure that we get all the little pumpkins done like that, and I'll show you kind of what they look like. Like I said, they look great as is, but we're going to go for another embellishment. I'm going to pull out these corn husks, which I love working with corn husk. They just have that natural, earthy feel. And let me tell you a little tip here. This is water that I'm misting on these because my bag, it gets dried out. And all you got to do is just kind of massage some water on there, rub that in, and they become super pliable again. And I'm just going to I'm actually going to tear strip and make a little bundle of strips like this. And now I'm going to kind of create something a little unique, something I've never really done before, but it worked for just this project. And so you're going to kind of see the way that I did that. And I'm using that water again there because I like that natural scrunched up look of the it looks like raffia, but the corn husk. And then as it dries out, it'll kind of take a little bit more shape and look really cool. But I'm taking some tiny pieces of jute string, and I'm going to tie off this bundle. This bundle that you see me working on here, all the corn husks that are in this frame, that is about 2 to 3 corn husks ripped up. So you would need that for each pumpkin. And I decided to kind of go about it this way, where I'm tying it off and I'm leaving this little section in the center where I'm going to make it a hole, and I'm going to slip it right over the top of that spindle stem. Now, the reason that I decided to do it in 2 bundles was so I could kind of control where my corn husk laid on top of that pumpkin. Instead of just tying it all in one, I was able to kind of move it around and decide how I wanted it. That's just what I chose to do, and I liked the way it came out. It was really easy to work with that way. So I got that on there. Now we're going to put in a little bit of brightness. I've got these little white berry picks and these little beautiful like umber copper type colored leaves. And I believe they're going to pop really nicely off the top here. Now, I think that all these pumpkins go together and coordinate beautifully. That's why I'm choosing to embellish them similarly so I can style them together. I just think it's really pretty. So we'll get all that put in there to my liking. Now, as I'm looking at crafting, and I don't know if you're like this, and I don't want to see like the ends of stems, and I don't want to see any glue daubs and things like that. So as one little final touch, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit more of that Spanish moss, and I'm just going to finish off the top here. So put a little drizzle of glue, and that's just going to give me that really beautiful finished look. I'm going to do that to all the pumpkins, and then they'll be ready for me to show you an end shot. I hope that even if you can't find these exact pumpkins, maybe you have some old pumpkins in your stash from old fall decor, or you find something kind of similar, that this will inspire you to just give it your own little touches and make it unique to you and your style. Let me know what you loved most about this little makeover, and I appreciate you watching so much. I hope that you'll head over to HammonsNest.com because I have a lot more creative ideas over there. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.